Green flag. .5.
It's for Brokeback Mountain. That's what it stands for.
1 minute 11.7.
This is going to be an entertaining race, Grandma. Look at how many people I'm racing against. Me. I'm the only person that showed up. Yeah, but that's not even a long weekend all around the world. It's just in Canada. There's only 3 Canadians in the league out of 80 people. You don't need to snoop in other people's bags unless you ask first. Connor. You don't just say, I'm gonna look in your bag. You ask if you can look in somebody else's bag first. It's not yours, so you don't just go in.
Flat. .8. Plan.
Isn't it CHIGAGO? Yeah, you were saying E. Sitting there going CHE. That's not Chicago. That's Cheetos or something like that.
Plan.
Yeah, it's not too much of a race here. I'm out here. 5.2 hour race, 80 people in the league, and not one person showed up. I'm the only person on the track. I'm not very impressed. Happy Gilmore.
51.3.
For the Logitech G27, it was really hard to heel toe until I moved the gas and brake pedals closer together. Driving Force GT might have the same ability. If you look in the on the front of the face of the pedals, see if there's any Allen key screws in there. If there is, then you might be able to adjust the two together. I know with the G27 I was not able to heel toe properly with it until I moved the gas and brake pedals closer together. I also had an issue of whenever I wanted to hit the clutch, I would accidentally hit the brake as well, so moving the clutch pedal out a little bit and moving the brake closer to the gas helped prevent that happening. Just takes practice. I used to do it in my real vehicle all the time till I got a paddle shift and don't need to anymore. Basically, you use your toes and the left portion of the ball of your foot, like that bulge right below your big toe, and that's all it actually touches the brake, and then you just twist down to the right with your heel in order to give it a little bit of gas. Just takes a lot of practice.
Hey, Michelle.
Hello.
How's it going?
Boring.
How many people showed up?
Me.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you running it? Still gonna run the 5 hours?
Helps my CPI. And it's a paid session, so might as well make use of it.
Yeah, sorry man, I just got home.
It's just kind of a disappointment that with 80 people signed up in the league, nobody shows up.
I bet.
I understand lots of people have some things to do here and there, but out of 80 people in the league, nobody was able to show up? That's kind of a surprise.
I tried to make it, but...
Yeah. That's alright. I added a few more things to and rearranged my stream a little bit. I think I managed to figure out how to squeeze more information onto the screen but take up less real estate, so it still leaves it more open for for people to see what's actually going on in the race. I figured since I'm the only person on the track, I might as well run full fuel map.
Oh yeah.
Slows the car down, makes it less tricky and finicky, and 1, uses less fuel so I don't have to stop as often, and 2, it makes it safer so I can work on my CPI. I still haven't managed to get into alien status no matter how hard I've been trying for the last 2 seasons straight. It's gonna take a lot of laps to do it in this, though. Alien status for this track is 1 incident every 30 laps. I'm only just coming up on 20 laps so far. And I've been in here 20 minutes. One thing I am kind of happy about how the votes are going, though, is more people are voting for the variable drop week option.
That's nice.
I really want to push that one, and because it makes it more even for all of the.
I'd almost make it mandatory. Like, take that out of the public, like the league's hand, and just make that a decision on your half. I'll be right back. I just have to sign into the other team speak, but I'll be on this one. Just move.
Yep.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
No, because I think that's good. Because this, like, you know what, if some people don't show up like this, then it's not really that bad, you know? Like, okay, but...
Well, I'm thinking that might be actually what's hurting the participation in lots of these longer races, is because for those people who can't make the entire race, or they miss a race, all of a sudden they're out of points contention because there's no drop weeks. And for a series that has lower participation like this, if you get 2 drop weeks, whatever, that's still not going to change anything. Whereas if it's based purely on actual participation, that means you never know if any race you put in there could become one for contention for winner. My only curiosity was, should I take the top 50% of the participants or the top 25? And so far it's been going towards the top 25.
What I'd almost recommend, is there a vote on length of races next season?
Yes, there's a vote for length of races, which is anywhere from 1.5 to 5.5 hours in half-hour increments.
1.5 to how long, sorry?
1.5 to 5.5, all in half-hour increments. So it goes 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and 5.5.
I don't remember my password for this.
And the thing that's funny is last season this event length got voted in.
I wonder if it was more, not an afterthought, but people really didn't realize how long that was going to take.
Yeah. Mind you, a lot of the guys that were running the main long races all left to make their own league.
What did they start? I'll make sure I don't run it.
It's run by Jimmy Eifling. It's some sports car series. I don't know why they call it a sports car series, considering all they've been running is super late model and late model on ovals.
I'll definitely be doing the ones tomorrow.
The only thing I can really think of as to why the main guy left, and probably took a bunch of them with him because he yaks a lot to them, is he kept on pushing for 3 seasons in a row that we should have a point system based on F1 where it's based purely on overall winning, or overall position. But I can't see that working in a 5-class, multi-class system. That'll just...
Again, sorry? What did he want?
He wanted all the points to be based off of, like, Formula 1, where it's purely based off of overall position. Classes are ignored, overall position only.
Well, that's bullshit. No, how can
But you can't do that with a multi-class environment. There's no way it would work in a multi-class environment, because then all anybody would do is go for the fastest car.
54.4.
And then there'd be 0 point in having multi-class.
That would never work.
And then his other big issue is, because I made a policy when I started the league that for the prizes, which are just a prize paint, I'm making it so that no one member can get more than 1 prize. So if somebody's eligible for 2 prizes, for example, then they get the highest ranked prize, and then the next prize goes to the next eligible person. And he's moaning and complaining, "Oh, this so-and-so person got a prize for this, but they weren't even in the rankings," and blah 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 blah. Well, you know what? This is just for prizes, to spread out the prizes. Oh, and you refuse to acknowledge any of my accomplishments. How did I refuse to acknowledge any of your accomplishments when I made a post stating that you were top in 5 different categories in the league? And then he went on and off in a huff and took a bunch of people with him and started up his own league. So, oh well. But he's one of the guys that literally he raced every single race for 2 seasons in a row. And then he actually left the league without even saying that he was leaving. And then when I messaged him, because I noticed he was online but not showing up for one of the races, I sent him a quick message, "Hey, you missing your first race of the league in 2 seasons here?" And he sends me back a message, "Oh, I left the league last Tuesday, didn't you know?" How am I supposed to know? iRacing doesn't notify me if somebody decides to click the button that says leave this league. With 80 plus people on the roster, am I supposed to be sitting there scouring it every day to see if somebody randomly left that day? Especially somebody that was posting daily on the forums, in TeamSpeak daily, and then all of a sudden just disappears? Regardless. Good luck with his league. He'll start realizing that it's not as easy to run a league as he keeps on claiming it is. And I'll just continue with this. So far from what I've seen of the events that he's been doing in the league, he's basically, he decides on one thing, and then if somebody suggests, if more than 2 other people suggest something else, he automatically changes it. So there's no real pure direction on the league, it's just whatever people feel like that week. So I'm just hoping next season develops a bit more. Every season this league's grown and developed and changed, so I see nothing different. It's just disappointing when I get these days where nobody shows up.
Does Brian Herring still run normally?
Not since Jimmy left. He's one of the ones that left ship. Jimmy's the only one that actually removed himself from the league and deleted his profile as well as all of his posts in the forums. Everybody else just sort of left without saying anything, left without removing themselves, just sort of became dormant. But if you look at the roster of his league, pretty much last time I looked, all but one person that's in his league was from this league. Mind you, I haven't looked at it in a couple of weeks, so it's probably changed by now. But still. It'd be nice if even just a message saying, hey, I'm gonna move on to other things. Probably won't be participating. No problem. But just to randomly leave after being there week after week after week and not even answer messages are sent to them. Because I've sent a message to most of them. None of them's answered.
Well, I gotta go eat supper. I'll come back on after that.
Yep.
See you then.
When you get a chance, let me know what. Well, when you're back from supper, let me know what you think of the updated stream.
I'll take a look real quick before I run. What'd you say? 75 minutes is how long? That's the shortest race you'll go, right?
90 minutes.
90, so that's hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think it'd almost be cool if you did an hour and a half, 2 hour, and 2.5 hour. 3 hour. 1.5. 3 hour. 3 hours is doable for most people, I think.
Yeah.
5.2 is pretty long. I like that.
And I have no problem with changing it up every season, but the thing that I was confused about is it was voted in for this.
Well, and if the people said they want, like, that's before I came back. I doubt I would have voted for 5.2.
Yeah.
In the BMW?
Hmm?
BMW?
Yeah. I'm using full. I'm in no rush. Might as well keep the safety. BMW is the only car that I could safely run with less than 10 incidents in a half-hour race, with the exception of the F1, but that's only because I got a meatball before I hit 10.
Oh.
So, out of all of the vehicles this week, the BMW is the only one that I could actually make half an hour without double digits or disqualifying. Or not finishing somehow. So I'm running it for all three this season, or this weekend. Yeah, I made a little bit of a background thing for the track overlay, which is real time. And I kind of shrunk everything else down so that it's about the same height as the relative box, and just spread it straight across.
Yeah, it looks pretty good too. I'd almost bring the track maps a little smaller.
Well, my curiosity is, right now I have the track map so that it has information on that track right beside it.
I find it almost too hard to read.
That too. Would it be better just to make it just a smaller box and eliminate that information altogether? Keep it about the same size, but just eliminate that extra information?
I'd almost say, because like you have that other thing on the left side, too. I'd almost get rid of is there any way you could use that live timing and scoring thing, but also have the information box from the left side? You know, like combine the two into one? You've got like the league logo and that, and what track you're running, what next week's course and that. If you could combine that all into one, that'd be pretty cool.
I can't.
No.
Because it's totally separate pieces. Like even the timing board, which is on the left, underneath that box, is a separate entity.
Then maybe get rid of the league logo thing on the left side. And then or get rid of the track map. I don't know.
Well, I like the track map because it is live.
Yeah, and that's the cool part, but if you could integrate that live part into the other thing too, that just sucks that you can't.
Integrate it into the into the. Like I could replace that little thing with the logo in there with the track map, but then I'm wondering if it would make it too small.
I like the thing with the logo. I think if you bumped off the information, maybe just have the track map in the upper right. Just the track map, make a smaller box, or maybe just like, you know, like on the right side of that where it has like the country location, number of turns, configurations, and all that. Maybe just lob that part off.
Yeah, that's what I was originally thinking, but then I was wondering, well, maybe people might want to know that information. But that's why I was looking for some input, is because I find it's kind of hard to see, and it's kind of not really necessary either.
No, because it pops up every once in a while on the left side too.
Exactly.
So it just kind of gets repetitive, I think.
Yeah. And in effect, if I lob that portion off, that would make the track area, like the screen real estate that the track portion takes off, smaller, without actually making the track itself smaller.
Yeah. Then you could just move the box over, then you can see a little bit more of what's actually happening in the broadcast. Because like, I like that size that you have it now, because unless you're on like a really big downhill, most of the time you're seeing the car's dashboard and stuff anyways, so.
Yeah. Now what about the background behind the track itself? Like right now I'm just cropping it off, like basically taking the image from iRacing website, and then for this one, because it was in a direction that I couldn't match up with the track the live track, I just made a clear box. But what I was thinking is, if it's on one of the ones where I can actually match up the track on over top of the map with the turn information on it, I was thinking of doing that.
That would look pretty good. And I could do that for you if you wanted me to do, like, edit that image and rotate it and make it work. Just let me know. Send me like a PM or something. Send me a message on Facebook, and I could do that for you. That's really easy for me.
Yeah, the only reason Brand's hatch was difficult was because Brand's hatch...
It's rotated 90 degrees.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and that wouldn't be hard at all for me to do. Just let me know, like, take a picture in the sim of where that thing wants to orientate itself automatically, and then I can change it. That's not an issue.
Well, for that matter, I could have just flipped it myself using paint.
Yeah,
but I figured...
Even if, you know what, even if you wanted me to, like, give me a heads up, but I could make up, like, a little track map thing for you each week. Make, like, a custom, like, Dogs of Endurance one.
Well, you know what the track is for the following week every time, so...
Mid-Ohio, yeah. Just, maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll do one up just real quick.
I was kind of curious as to whether I should leave it as the white transparent or a black transparent. Because I have it at about, I think it's either 50 or 75% transparency. Or opacity, I should say. But I don't know whether I should leave it the white the way it is now, or just make it a black, which would essentially just be a shaded gray in behind instead of the white. Because most of the rest of the elements on it are all darker colors. So it almost makes the track stand out almost too much having it white, I think. But then again, for the tracks that I can actually use the information and just overlay the map over, or the live map over top of the other map, it kind of would make it hard to change the coloring of all that. Mind you, that being said, is it even necessary to have any of the corner information in that? Because it's not like it's really going to be big enough for people to really see very well. So for that matter, it might be better to just have a generic box with nothing in it, made up league style, and then just have the map over top of that.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I gotta run for supper. I'll talk to you when I get back.
Yep. I'll probably still be doing circles here.
52, class.
Number 506 Jeffrey Bell joined your channel.
Hi, Jeffy. Jeffy? I heard you sneak in. I don't hear you.
There we go.
Hi!
Yeah, hey, sorry, my headset was on, but my mic wasn't registering. I was outside with my wife swimming. I came in here and I saw your message on iRacing.
Yeah.
I also see the fact that no one did join because there's only one driver on the hosted list.
Yeah, there's me.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just kind of disappointing when there's over 80 people signed up for the league and I get me.
Yeah, that's a first actually, ain't it?
That's actually, yeah, actually true. That's the first league event since I started this league that it's only been me.
I wonder.
Mine?
Give me a second. I wonder.
It also doesn't help that Jimmy took the main bulk of our core racers.
That's what I was looking at. See, I joined it just to see so I'll remember to see when the schedule was, because I'm betting $10 that his schedule will run over TDREL's. I'm just about damn positive on it.
Which essentially leaves zero option. You either run the one or the other.
Exactly,
Which I wouldn't put it past them to do, because it was good times.
that's the reason I've joined it, so I can I have it up top so I can remember to look at it. But I've been waiting for him to start putting up his season so I can see if it interferes with TDRELs or not, because I'm figuring that's what he's planning to do.
He's not going to be running the season as through the league. He's running it all in open hosted.
Really?
So that until he can gain more people.
And then what damn good is that for? Well, there blew my idea out the damn window. Either that or I'm going to stay in a damn league I don't want to be with them for a long time, just waiting to see when the actual schedule gets put up.
He might actually do put up a schedule, but everything that I've seen from him so far is in regular hosted.
I know there was only one, let me see, 620. There was a league message from them saying that he was going to be hosting an open hosted session. But that's it. I haven't seen anything since then for that one.
But like I have no idea what to think for like Brian Herring. This race is supposed to start and he joins a Mazda Cup race.
2.5.
What?
Brian Herring's the one that's doing the messaging for ISS, the Grand Infinite Sports Car. He's the one doing all their league messages.
So that explains why. But if he's so good with all the messages, then how come he doesn't even give me a response back saying, hey look, even when I asked, hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. I don't even get a reply back. At least Jimmy sent me a reply back. As retarded as it was.
Well, we all know Brian has had problems with the league to begin with for a long time.
Well, he started his own league, and it got a whole whopping 9 people and no events. Joined this and kept on trying to change this to whatever his designs were.
And since you wouldn't change it, he decided to try to take all your people.
Yeah. I'm not gonna change anything.
I don't blame you. Yeah, man, we've been working overtime for the last We've been working overtime for the last week, and then we've been working Fridays for the last 3 weeks. So I've been worn out.
Like a couple of the newer people and well, not necessarily new, but newly found voices in the league posting in the forum. They're not really sad to see some people go because they were overly stressing about things that really didn't matter and not really helping. Always saying this should be changed, but not actually suggesting a viable change.
Yeah, hell, I'm not sad to see him go, in all honesty. I might sound like a jackass, but I'm not.
Missed the participation numbers, but that's about it.
How much did they drop down?
Well,
I'm here last week.
I'm sitting here in a race with me.
Yeah, but usually, I mean, that one hasn't really got off the ground for the most part yet, has it? Because I think, it's been like 5-6 people most.
Yeah, I did an average of all the series so far, about a week or so ago. The 2.5 hour is the highest with 13 per race.
That's probably because of it being broadcasted.
The 1.5 hour is averaging 11 per race, and this one's averaging 6.
Right. And that might have just plummeted quite a bit.
But in the last week or so, everything's been halved.
Right. Well, I can attest to why I haven't been here. Last year we started working 8:30 to 6:30 this week, so I couldn't race because I needed to get some sleep.
Oh yeah.
That's why I hate the place I'm working for. Know why? They're having us come in, work 8:30 to 6:30 for Walmart orders, and my department doesn't even have work to do. We're not even doing stuff for Walmart. That's shipping, but they're having the whole plant come in at 8:30.
That's kind of retarded.
Hey, it's their money. If they want to waste it and pay me to just basically sit on my ass with nothing to do for 10 hours, fine by me.
Yeah.
And we're doing that again next week, 8:30 to 6:30 in the morning. But my supervisor's out of work. She's on vacation for the next week, so I'm going to be going in at 8 o'clock to take over her responsibilities. So, yay me. He'll help before the beach fell at least.
I'm thinking of throwing up another poll to see the most popular start times for races again for next season.
Right.
Leave it open to as many votes and have...
I honestly don't think it's the fact of the times. I think it's that damn power struggle that Brian Herring's trying to pull off.
Yeah, but let them have that time slot then. Skew ourselves by half an hour or so if it works for lots of people.
True. And I know Jimmy's not. Is Brian still in the forums? He's still a member?
No, he deleted himself and all of his posts.
He did as well? Okay. So that means neither of them will be able to see that our times changed.
Oh, well, I don't know about Brian, but I know Jimmy did.
Yeah, I remember Jimmy did. Because I remember you telling me about that because I was out that week.
Doesn't matter. Last season I asked everybody what time they wanted and scheduled everything for that, so it's not like we'd be changing anything from different.
Right. Shit.
52.6.
I didn't want to drop you.
I really wish iRacing would allow people to join into a race after the fact if the session host allows it.
True.
That would change a whole lot of the participation numbers, especially for these longer races. Because
not just that, like, if I had been here, because I didn't get out of pool till about 6:45, if they allowed that and I had came in here and saw it, I would have jumped in just to give you some little bit of competition.
yeah. And Evan Mellinson, he got here about... Hell, I
Yeah,
was
I
on
saw him.
third lap.
Yeah, I saw him leave out when right about the time I popped in.
Yeah, he was just popping out of TeamSpeak to go get supper and then he's coming back, but he just got home and was hoping to be able to make it, but he missed the green flag by 3 laps.
Damn.
52.3.
Then again, we didn't have all that much participation for Brands Hatch Grand Prix last season, did we?
Well, we had fairly good participation all throughout practice this week.
Yeah, but how many of them were league members and how many were
At least
people
half,
dropping in?
anywhere from 50 to 75% of the people that were jumping into the practices were all league members.
Well then. I don't know then. Because I know Brands Hatch last year, it wasn't, or last season, it was alright, but it wasn't the greatest turnout the leagues had.
I think the last time we had Brands Hatch was season 1
Season
last
2.
race.
It was, yeah, season 1 last race, that's right.
Because that was the first
when
race
the
Leela Wilson
GT
came
was
in.
still it.
And the Legends is what helped oust a bunch of them out.
Yeah, because it was Legends ran out the Ford GTs. Because that was, I think, the first or second race I had actually ran that in.
I'm not gonna screw up our whole rotation thing again by having us start fresh with new vehicles again this season.
Right.
That really
Plus,
pooched it.
Well, not just that, I know that was a way to help try to get all the vehicles that haven't been in rotation yet going. But now most of the vehicles has been rotated in, right?
There's only 2 that haven't, but because of that quick jump, they're not going to come in anytime soon because it's all lower powered vehicles that are coming in.
Right.
Whereas if we would have just left it, they would have came in.
Right.
Like we got the SK modified in twice before the Tour modified even came in once.
mind, man.
So, I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
The rotation is just going to continue on to the next season and keep on continuing on as if nothing changed. I'm not going to be doing anything official on week 13. I'm going to leave it up to the membership to run whatever.
Right.
Mainly because this week 13 that's coming up, I will be at a 1,000-kilometer race in real life, so I won't be able to be here. Castrol Raceway.
Castrol Raceway. Well, damn. Why can't I go to a 1,000-kilometer race? I just get the damn 24 hours of lemons.
I will be...
Popular belief isn't actually fucking 24 hours.
One of the ladies that runs the North America Sports Car Club got wind of my reputation both online and offline.
Right.
And she's going to be using that 1,000-kilometer race to train me for FIA standard marshalling.
Right.
And if I get the certification, I can be flown anywhere in the world to marshal races. F1, Indy, everything.
Well, damn.
And she has me... I'm not even certified yet, and she already has me on her list for paid races. Every paid race that she hears of, she asks me if I'm available.
Oh, damn. WEC is under FIA restriction, isn't it?
Well, there's 5 grades to FIA, so they pretty much have their hands in absolutely everything.
Everything. Right.
And basically, if you have FIA certification, you're certified to marshal anywhere.
Right.
Including in other countries. Language barrier might be a little bit of a thing, but...
Well, they probably got some translators up.
Yeah.
Or
if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't have my certification right now, on the 12th and 13th, I'd have 2 days of paid marshalling.
For that race. Or
No, that's a different race.
Yeah, I was about to say that's too early.
Yeah, the 1,000-kilometer one is on the 26th.
Yeah.
That one's not paid, but I get everything covered for me, food, beverage. I just have to show up and marshal, and I'm getting my training for free during that event. So, and a full 2-day marshal course loaded up into 1 day for free. I'm not going to complain.
No one should complain about that one. Where the hell are you?
And what's nice about being in Canada is racing doesn't stop once summer ends. It just transitions to ice racing.
Yeah.
And there's lots of paid marshalling events for that.
Because down here, it stops, and you can't really have ice racing because half the time it don't actually snow or anything good enough down south. That's the one thing I hate about living down south.
I have the potential of making more money in the winter doing ice marshalling than I could in the summer, even though there's less races, because nobody wants to stand at a corner waiting to wave flags in the middle of winter.
Right. But you've already been cleared to do it?
I will be as of the 26th.
Well, I meant as like, you don't have to have doctor's permission to clear you or anything?
Well, she's one of the lead organizers of the main sports car, like the main racing scene that everybody has to go through up here. Like Eurasia Cup and everything else. Unless it's something that's international, she's pretty much top of the line.
Right. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I can't hear shit.
Why not?
'Cause I've loaded something up and it just completely overdrowned TeamSpeak. Because for some stupid ass reason, I took an ATC test through VATSIM and I actually passed it. Somehow. Still figuring that one out.
Oh, you haven't been on for a little while. You should pop onto my stream and have a look at my new layout.
Just which dots here? There we go. Let it load up. You can see this one sad little BMW driving around Brands Hatch by itself. I'm so sorry.
Got 63 laps in so far. Not a single incident.
Race started at 6:30, right? So 7:27. Wow. And I like the little layout with the track.
And if you notice, that track is actually live too.
I see it.
If somebody goes off track, it'll glow red around them. It has a green glow around the people that it's actually focused on. And it actually shows all the different class colors with a class position.
Nice. Laps with how many estimated completed, race time, how much time left, tire pressures, temperatures, fuel remaining, oil and water temperature.
And what's nifty, I'll show you on the front stretch here where it's nice and straight, but the little graph for the tires is live with the temperatures and that.
Alright.
Here, I'm coming up on the straight, and then I'll just slam on the brakes.
Alright.
Whee!
Whee! Now your laps are gonna go down. Your fault. Your fault.
59.5.
See how they change colors and then they go back?
You don't buffer. I don't know why the fuck you're buffering. I got nothing up. Oh, I see them changing colors now. Now, question I might not need to ask. No, I do need to ask. I see where it has your relative screen. I see where it's got you and then it says 83.48 and then 0.8K.
Yep.
83.48 being how far you've drawn?
Nope.
No? Then what?
55.
That's my official iRacing license and iRating.
83.48 being the... Oh, B3.48. Damn, I'm blind. Yeah,
For everybody I'm racing, it'll pull up in the relative, it'll pull up their official iRacing license and iRating.
Well then. Well damn.
And the little, it only has me on there right now, but underneath the little flip box there,
Yeah.
it'll actually show up to, I think I have it set to 17, the top 17 racers. And if the person it's focusing on is less than that, like lower ranked than that, it'll actually split the screen off into two separate pieces with the top 7,
Right.
and then the top 3 ahead, 3 behind, and where the person that it's following is. It also shows all the off tracks when people go into the pits.
Right.
I believe during races itself it also shows a running total of how many incidents they have at that point in time. I spent a little bit of time and played around with my overlay, as you can see.
Yeah, I've seen it.
52. Flat.
But I figure this way it gives a lot more information, but seems like it's less crowded.
Right. Can I do this now? Thank you. Never mind. Anyway, I gotta go eat lunch, dinner, okay?
Alright.
Alright.
I'll still probably be doing circles here.
Have fun with that.
See ya.
51.9.
Hunter? Are you playing in that hole again?
51.8.
I've given him crap a lot of times for playing in that hole. Because he starts playing with his food rag, getting food stuck in there, and a whole lot of things. What did I tell you about the next time you were playing in that hole? What would happen? No. Come here. I can't see you if you're standing behind me. What did I tell you about what would happen to your table if I saw you playing in that hole again? Yes. Do you want the table taken away? Then don't play in the hole.
4.3.
I don't care if somebody else tells you to. Don't play in the hole. No, you didn't know. It's up to him to tell you. He knows he's not supposed to play in the hole, so if you suggest something to play in there, he should be saying, no, I'm not allowed to play in that hole. Well, I've made it an hour. .9. He doesn't have his computer to play with. Because he was kicking and punching the teachers. He doesn't have very much to play with.
58.9.
I think I'll just run one fuel stint. There's no point in me running endlessly by myself.
51.6.
So I got another 36 laps. And then I'll just call it quits. There's no fucking point. No, Breen, I'm probably not going to do the full 5 hours. I'm probably just going to do this tank full of fuel and then call it quits. There's no point in me sitting here running laps by myself. Even if there was one other person, it might make it a bit more interesting, but still.
53.
I can be doing other things. Visiting with my grandma, visiting with my kid, instead of sitting here running laps by myself. I've ran the full 5.2 hour race with as little as 3 people before, but by myself there's no point.
52.3.
I'll just start getting too bored if I try running too long, and I'll start getting incidents. So far I still haven't had a single incident, so figure if once I finish off this tank of fuel and jump out, then I'll be good.
52.1.
I'm gonna need another 258.6 liters of fuel if I wanted to finish off the race. Wow.
.7.
I get over 100 laps, so I'll be happy. I'm at 80 right now, so got another 32 before I run out of fuel.
51.4. .2. .4.
Coming up on sitting here for 2 hours by myself, yeah. I'm probably going to cut it off as soon as I need to go in for the pits. So about another half hour or so. .7. Where did I get the tires? Oh, it was all part of the overlay, I just didn't have it enabled before. I normally don't have it enabled because I normally run the telemetry to find out my force feedback values. But once I get my force feedback values for that car and track, then I don't really need to run telemetry for myself. The big thing with the tire and fuel telemetry thing for the overlay is it overwrites the actual telemetry that iRacing outputs, so it's useless for anything else. But once I get the information I need for it, might as well let it sit in the overlay in the stream because it doesn't affect me whatsoever. Maybe 1 frame per second. Hi, Breen. Hey, I wonder.
Minute 7.2.
Nothing really discernible.
Minute 13.9.
Except a noticeable increase in engine temperature and water temperature. And a significant decrease in fuel economy.
.1. .4.
Whoa! Okay, it did eat up my tires pretty good though.
.3. Flat.
Thanks for the follow. There we go, that's 2 hours so far.
50.9.
Number 506 Jeffrey Bell disconnected from your channel.
Hi, Jeffrey. You know.
52.6.
Here? Nobody in my team speak to keep me awake. Nobody in the race to keep me awake. Nobody's speaking here. Maybe I'll just stop racing.
Class.
.3 laps left.
53.8. 52.8. Start taking a look at that pit entrance. We're going to be pitting here in about 2 or 3 laps, bud. 51.7.
Whee! Yep, it's getting time for me to stop. There's nothing to keep me entertained with it, so I'm starting to doze off. Managed 108 laps without an incident. I don't want to start wrecking it now. Hey, Grandma? Managed 108 laps so far without an incident. I don't want to start having them now. But I might as well stretch all the fuel to its edge.
At this time, pit. 52.6.
You're not old enough to start inviting girls to your room. Just give it up, Connor. Daddy's gonna be done here in a couple seconds. Minutes.
52.8.
Then we can go back to playing in the mud. Yarp. I'm calling it. Under 10 laps, that's good for me. Yeah. Come on. Good. Two. Oh, time for me to go to the bathroom. Okay. Didn't that make it up there already? Everything on this is real. Okay, enough of the jingle jingle. Enough with the jingle jingle! For the second time. Right after I say enough with the jingle jingle doesn't mean jingle jingle it more. Yeah, it is on there. My salmon pink fucking rims. Can you see the goofy color? Doesn't really go with the rest of the car. You know who picked him? Doesn't really go with the rest of the car, does it? Week 9 at I can't even get back into the race now anyways.